Greta, thank you for having us here on your patio.
The kind of people we are, we wanted to talk to people. We like people. So we created our entire business plan around a model that would have people coming to a tap room and sharing space and time with us. And the intention was to be serving, you know, in drafts in a cup, which is financially more sensible way to do it as well. And with COVID, first and foremost, all of our construction had to stop. So that was the first thing. And then as, you know, as more things were learned about the virus, we realized it wasn't going to be a month or 2 months, it was going to be a long haul. And as a result, we kind of had to take stock of where we were, what we wanted to be, and then financially what we could do to bring money in, because we knew it was going to be a long time before we would have the taproom environment where we could do what we really wanted to do, what we were looking forward to doing. So that meant shifting from a tap room to canning, and that meant buying a bunch of things we weren't planning to buy, because no business plan in the history of business plans until now ever planned for pandemic. So that was a big impact in how we were doing business. And then also the reality of, like, this patio was never planned either. We were going to have the tap room. The tap room is going to have a porch. It'll have a bit of outdoor space, but we're working with what we've got because everything is behind in terms of our tap room, and it probably won't open until the fall, just because.
Still in your plans, though.
Absolutely. So, welcome to Meyers Brewing. Myself, Greta Barnlow, Bill Barnlow, and Rick Stitchcombe. There are the three of us. We are equal partners in this craziness that we call a brewery. This is our production room. So this is where we brew our beer. This is where we can our beer. This is where we keg our, basically all the beer things happening here. We kind of have a really unique system in terms of our tanks. So every single tank that you see here has beer in it, has a unique beer in it. It's a unique system called Brew Hop, and the system actually was created, conceptualized, and is Canadian owned. Actually, we had the tank shipped to us from BC, which Bill, who is our primary brewer, found the amazing system, and it's more reminiscent of a home brewing system, which is kind of how we all started in the beer business, is brewing at home. About 5 years ago, we reached a critical mass where there were so many people saying, hey, this is really good, you should sell this, that one day at Rick's house, while we were having a potluck serving beer that we had made, we kind of said, well, maybe we should do this. And we had this moment where we all looked at each other and went, well, maybe we should talk about that. And that was really the start of it. It was Rick's. That's how Meyers Creek was really started, and who we became is that opportunity to share a passion that we have with our community and people that, you know, we live in this community as well and being part of it. So that's kind of our story in a nutshell. One of our big challenges was the building itself. So the building's got a really unique history in that if you look at maps from the early 1800s, you'll see that building. The front part of the building is brick, it's double-walled brick, and it is heritage brick. So we had to get a special stonemason to come in to deal with it for us because it's a labor of love. Once the tap room is open, you will hear this story 800 times, but I scrubbed every single brick by hand to get all the junk off of it, because once you see it, you don't want to cover it back up. It's a unique building. It took some time to find it, but in a weird way, it perfectly suited us. So, Lord. But it's, you know what, there's been some silver linings, and for us, even though COVID has been difficult, that slowdown meant that I never had to lay anybody off. I never had to fire anybody. There was the three of us, and it's been the three of us from that. And we also had time to perfect our process. We also had time to screw up in private. Y'all didn't see those ones. So there was some silver linings for us.
Tell me about you and Meyers Creek.
For us, it really came out of a desire to share a passion that we have for making beer. Making beer is a lot of fun. It's a little bit of science, it's a little bit of madness, it's a little bit of creativity, and it's this crazy mix of thing that comes together that turns some simple ingredients into something that's a lot of fun. We've all been home brewing, bringing that forward, sharing that community and that camaraderie of sitting with good friends and family and sharing stories, having a drink, and being proud of something that we've created. And that's really kind of the synthesis of who we are as a group. The three of us are incredibly good friends. Our kids went to school together. We've known each other for many, many years. So I'm not sure we could have done this if we weren't as good friends as we were.
What's your recommendations for your summer beverage? Do you have a favorite?
I love our cranberry sour. The brewer's favorite is not an ambulance. The brewer's favorite, Bill's favorite, is the Fringe, which is a light dark beer. It's a brown ale. And Rick really loves the Pier, which is our Bohemian Pilsner. So a sour, a Pilsner, and a brown ale. So the Fringe, the Pier, and Wonderberry.
Well, that is a pretty good mix. A little something for everybody.
It is.
No matter what your
We're all a
taste,
little bit different.
you'll have something here. So I encourage everybody to come down to the corner of Dundas and Church and check out the orange and the blue umbrellas out here on the patio. It's a great space, great beer, and thanks. So one of our newest chamber members, Meyers Creek Brewery. Thanks, Greta.